Good morning students. Once again welcome you all in this English class. Students, today we will do lesson number 9 of your Footprints Without Feet book, that is Bholi, written by K.A. Abbas. Students, already first part of this chapter we have done in the previous content. So once again I will give you a little introduction of the lesson. Bholi is a story written by K.A. Abbas. The story revolves around a girl who, due to accidental fall and disease in her childhood, faces the problem of being dull and ugly. She is always a target by everyone for not being good looking and intelligent. Her life turns when she joins a nearby school where her teacher encourages her and helps her to become a learned and confident person. Later in the story, circumstances arise where Bholi has to give acceptance to the marriage with an unequal match, but rejects it when she sees her father pleading to the bridegroom when he demands dowry. The story shows the rise of a girl against social injustice. So students, I am going to start with the explanation. Half already I have done, and I am going to start when Bholi was afraid to go to the school, but his father Ramlal was taking her to the school. The next morning, Ramlal took Bholi to school. Bholi was afraid to going to school as she was not aware of what school was. Bholi was reminded that a few days ago, their cow Lakshmi had been sent out of home and her father got money in return for it. She thought that she would be sold like Lakshmi and so pulled her hand away from her father's hand. Bholi's father got irritated with her behavior and shouted that he was taking her to school. He then told his wife to dress up her because he did not want others to think ill of them. So it was for the first time the Bholi got clean clothes to wear. Although it was her elder sister Champa's worn out dress. She was bathed and her messy hair was washed and oiled. Such a treatment made her believe that she was going to some better place than her home. Upon reaching school, they found that children were already in their classrooms. Ramlal handed Bholi to the headmistress and left the place. Bholi's eyes were full of fear because it was the first time that she had gone out of home. There were a number of classrooms with many students in each one. They were sitting on the mats and were reading or writing. Bholi was taken to a classroom and was ordered to sit there by the headmistress. Bholi did not know what exactly a school was like and what happened there, but she was glad to find so many girls almost of her own age present there. She hoped that one of these girls might become her friend. In the class, the lady teacher was teaching something, but Bholi could not understand it. She was just looking at the various pictures on the wall, which were beautiful. Bholi was attracted towards them. There was a picture of a brown horse that resembled the horse on which the Tehsildar had visited their village. There was also a picture of green parrot which looked like the same parrots that she had seen in the mango orchard. There were also an image of a cow that resembled to their own cow Lakshmi. While she was busy looking at the pictures, she realized the teacher was standing near her. She asked Bholi her name. Bho, bho, bho. She could stammer no further than that. Then she began to cry and tears flowed from her eyes in a helpless flood. She kept her head down and she sat in her corner, not daring to look up at the girls who she knew were still laughing at her. Holly tried hard but stammered and could only say, "Bho, bho." After this, she began to cry and did not dare to look up. She was sure that all girls would be laughing at her. When school was over, the teacher came to Bholi and called her by her name. Bholi was still crying with her head down. The teacher's voice was very soft and Bholi had never been addressed with such affection before. She felt so good that it touched her heart. Sweat broke out over her whole body. Would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? For the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. She had such a soothing voice. She would not laugh at her. Bo, 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 she began to stammer. Well done. The teacher patted her affectionately and said, "Put the fear out of your heart and then you will be able to speak like everyone else." Boli looked up as if to ask, "Really?" Yes. The teacher tried to make her comfortable by her friendly manner. She asked her name. She was hesitated and nervous. She tried and was able to speak her full name. The teacher praised her for her attempt and said that if she showed fear, she would be able to speak clearly. Yes, yes, and Boli herself was astonished that she had been able to say it. The teacher at once understood her curiosity and said that what she had said was true, that if she came to school every day, she would be able to speak without any problem. Then she inquired if Boli would come to school the next day. Boli gave her approval by moving her head in up and down direction. The teacher promoted her to speak it loudly. This encouraged Boli and she spoke, yes, clearly. She was surprised at her ability to speak clearly. The teacher again praised her and gave her a book full of pictures and of dog, cat, goat, etc. with an alphabet written in big size along with every picture. The teacher said, when Boli would complete that book, she would be given a bigger book. And after that, a still bigger book. She also told her that one day she would become an educated person in the village and people would respect her because of her knowledge and wisdom. Not Not only this, she would be able to speak clearly. With this, she asked her to come to school early the next morning. Boli was very happy. Her heart felt a rare type of happiness and she imagined that she could hear the bells at the temple ringing and imagined that the trees outside the school had red colored flower on them. She felt sudden beat in her heart that made her full of hope and happiness. Years passed and the village grew into a small town. Her primary school was now high school. There was a cinema under a tin shade and cotton ginning mill opened in her town. Even the mail train started to halt at the village railway station. One night, Ramlal was discussing with his wife that he had got a marriage offer for Bholi. He asked his wife whether to accept Bishambar proposal or not. To this his wife replied that they should definitely accept the proposal because it was suitable for Bholi. She supported her view by saying that Vishambar had a big shop, own house and cash deposit in the bank. Also, he was not asking for dowry. Ramlal was a bit unsure because Vishambar was of his own age and was handicapped. He also had grown-up children from his first marriage. His wife said that there was no harm in it if there was a big age gap between Bholi and groom. She said that they could not find any other match for Boli. She also said that as he was from another village, he may not know about Boli's mental condition and her ugly face. Ramlal said that he was worried that how Boli would react to it, but her mother replied that Boli was like a dumb cow and would not say anything. Boli was lying in her bed nearby and listening to her parents' conversation. The bridegroom, Bisambar Nath, was a rich man. He had a grocery shop where he used to sell food items and household goods. He had a good business. On the wedding day he came with his friends and family. They were accompanied by a brass band which was playing a popular tunes from in the movies. The bridegroom was riding a decorated horse. Ramlal was very happy to see all this. He had never dreamed of such a grand wedding for his fourth daughter. Boli's elder sisters felt jealous of her good luck. On the wedding day, Boli was brought for the wedding rituals. She was dressed in a red silk sari. When she reached, one of Bishambar's friends asked him to garland the bride. As he was about to put the garland around her neck, a woman removed the veil the that covered her face. He saw the blemishes on her face and at once objected to the marks on the bride's face. His friends answered that he should ignore this as he himself was not young to marry a girl like her. Bishambar told Ramlal that he wanted 5,000 rupees in return for marrying an ugly woman like Bholi. On hearing the bridegroom's demand, Ramlal got up so upset. He went to him and kept his turban at his feet. He requested him to be considerate and requested him to accept 2,000 rupees instead of 5,000 as dowry. Bishambar was firm and said that he could keep his daughter at home. Then Ramlal requested him not to do all this as it would ruin his pride. Ramlal went inside and brought 5,000 rupees from the safe, counted the money and handed it over to Bishambar. Now the bridegroom was happy because he had won the bet. He asked for the garland. He was ready for the marriage. Boli removed the cover off her face and stared at Bishambar. Her eyes were full of disrespect for him. There was no anger or hatred in her eyes. As Bishambar was about to garland her, she struck her hand at the garland as quick as a streak of lightning. The garland flew and fell into the sacred fire. She threw away her veil too. Pitaji, said Boli in a clear, loud voice, and her father, mother, sister, brother, relations and neighbors were started to hear her speak without even the slightest stammer. Boli addressed her father by saying Pitaji. Her voice was clear. She spoke without stammering. Her family was shocked to see this. She continued and she said that her father should take back his money away, as she would not marry this man. Ramlal was shocked to hear all that. Even the relatives started whispering that the girl was shameless as she was refusing to the marriage. Ramlal grew angry and shouted boldly that she had gone mad because such an act of her could bring disgrace to their family. Boli replied that it was for the sake of her family's honor that she had uh, consented to marry the lame old man, but she was not ready to marry a greedy coward. An old woman commented that Boli was a shameless girl, though all thought that she was dull and innocent girl. Boli looked at her with extreme anger and said that everyone thought that she was fool. That is why they wanted to marry her off to an unkind man. They called her shameless because she could take a stand for herself. Vishambarnath and his friends and family started to return. The bandsmen were not sure of what was happening. They thought the marriage ceremony had completed, so started playing the music related to the ending of a wedding ceremony. But Ramlal was in deep sorrow. He was feeling ashamed. The flames of sacred fire died after some times, and the guest too went away. He then asked Boli that what would be her future now, who would marry her. Boli replied that she would take care of both of her parents and would teach in the same school that had made her learn so much. She thought approval from her teacher, who was quietly watching all the drama. She approved Boli's statement. She was deeply satisfied with Boli's response to the whole situation. It was similar to the way an artist feels when he sees his masterpiece once it is complete. So students, we got a very good moral from the story. We always stand against the wrong things. So we have completed this chapters. This chapter I will send assignment. Do that. God bless you. Have a nice day.